Hey there, welcome back to No Pants Profits. My name is Richard, and this is going to be very different from my normal videos. My normal videos, I'm out on cruise ships or things like that. Today, I'm going to get to reality with you. I am coming to you now as a reporter that has gotten much too close to a story, and I finally learned the full details of that story about 10 hours ago. So, I am in a park somewhere in the middle of the night, and I wanted to share with you my side of this story. Now, some of you may have heard of Collin Griffith. He murdered his mother on Sunday. I got a text on Monday night, almost about, I would say 24 hours after the murder happened, from a mutual friend that knew both myself and Catherine. We were dating on and off for a while. Again, we'd been off and everything like that. I want to tell the full story of this, what I know. Collin, very clearly, according to Sheriff Grady, murdered his mother. And Sheriff Grady feels that he may have murdered his father too. So I'm going to tell you the story as I see it. I will tell you how I met Catherine and everything like that. I'm going to do one lap around this lake just to time myself so I'm not too long. So I'll tell you how I met Catherine, tell you how I met Collin. I've known Catherine, well, as of Sunday, I guess I knew her. I guess I have to talk in the past tense. I knew Catherine for about 2.5 years or so, slightly less than 2.5 years. I actually met her on a cruise ship, of all places. This channel does mainly focus on cruises and gambling and stuff like that, and I met her on a cruise ship. Believe it or not, at about 10 o'clock in the morning, I met her in the casino at a slot pull. I know, how unique. Met her about 10 o'clock in the morning at a casino on the cruise ship in a slot pull. I think it was the Carnival Spirit.
Ready?
Yeah. And we were in Alaska, of all places. And, you know, she was very straightforward, introduced herself, everything like that. I knew within the first day that she was essentially a single mother that had lost possession of her kids. One of her kids was over 18, so chose at that point, they didn't choose anymore, they were independent. And Collin Griffith had chosen, I think he was about 14 when I met her, had chosen to live with his father in Oklahoma. She was living in Port Charlotte. Again, I want to give details, and I don't want to give details that are going to spoil any court case, but I am going to give some more details than some of these articles below have. I knew about Collin. I knew about Chuck Griffith. Kind of interesting, even after Catherine divorced her husband, she kept her last name. The reason she kept her last name, she said, was that she had a lot of professional certifications and things like that, and getting diplomas and professional certifications and everything like that changed. Kind of a process to do, and wasn't really worth doing it. So she kept her husband's last name, and the kid obviously kept the husband's last name. And you know what? We were together on and off. I live in South Florida. She lived in Southwest Florida. It's about 2.5 hours driving distance for the two of us. We went on a cruise or two together. And Valentine's Day 2023, I got a very interesting call. She was in the Atlanta airport. She couldn't tell me much, but she sent me a news article. I'm going to put the news article below. Now, the important thing is, in the initial news article, her son Collin was never mentioned. This is important to understand. In the initial news article, her son Collin was never mentioned because it was self-defense. Well, they were holding him, but it was self-defense. I will give you the details that the media eventually released, and I will give you the details, some of the details that I was told, and I'm happy to provide those details to law enforcement in a bit more of a descriptive basis from Collin's mouth himself after I met with Collin. But let us continue. Collin did end his father's life by double tapping him. So he shot him once in center of mass and once in the head, which is exactly how his father taught him to kill. Now, after Collin left his mother and father together and went out to live in Oklahoma instead of in Florida, I was told by Catherine that he was living in substandard conditions. I hate to say think Harry Potter, but think Harry Potter. He didn't have a bed, he had a cot. He was just, oh, it's raining. He didn't have a bed, he had a cot. He had substandard conditions provided by his father. Wasn't educated by his father or anything like that. Now, these are not things that I think have been made public yet. Wasn't educated by his father or anything like that. And was literally just trained in how to defend himself and how to shoot by his father. Now, this is where things get into information I have been given just from conversations over the last year and a half or so, or 18 months since the dad was killed. I was told the dad was self-defended, was the actual term. I was told that the dad attacked, they had an argument after Collin came out as identifying as gay. The dad is a very country man, and I don't think would have been happy with that. But that is what I was told, is that the dad came at Collin with a knife. Collin shot him center of mass and shot him in the head, and that is exactly what his dad taught him. Now, the small rural county they're in, if you do look up the address this happened in, I don't know if the address is available publicly, and I'm not going to give it if it's not, but the small rural county they're in is one that has like a deputy and an assistant deputy and a sheriff. So they wound up calling in the Oklahoma Bureau of Investigation. Now, from what I know, that took quite a few number of days for the Oklahoma Bureau of Investigation to investigate. But they eventually wound up saying it was self-defense. Kid came out, said he liked men. And again, when I met him, we'll get to that in a minute, kid came out saying he liked men. When I met him, story matched exactly as that was, that he came out and said, my name is Collin Griffith, and I like men. And yeah, so about a month after that happened, I will tell you, Catherine did have to take a sabbatical off work for about a month and a half or so, and that actually caused her to miss the ability to take a lot of vacations in the future, which kind of hurt our ability to have a relationship. And when she would take vacations, she'd take vacations on school breaks with her now newly reunited son. And I'll be perfectly honest, she was providing everything she could for her son. I believe I visited the house twice in Port Charlotte. I visited her house in Port Charlotte, which she owned via, as explained to me, via an agreement note with a third party. So not with a bank or anything like that, but there was an agreement note with a third party. So, you know, she was paying that off. And I met with Collin at least 3 or 4 times. Now, Collin was a peculiar one, but if you watch this channel, you'll go, Richard's a peculiar one too. So, you know, when it comes down to it, I didn't really find him that weird. I sat at the kitchen table and helped him with homework, which the teacher stole from the internet on Teachers Pay Teachers, which I'll tell you, I actually got an account and bought the answer sheet for $2 instead of actually working out the problems. Yes, capitalism, and Teachers Pay Teachers taking Apple Pay. But I spent some time with Collin at Disney, with Collin and his mom at Disney, spent some time with Collin and his mom at home, and I did get to spend some time with Collin and just myself and him, probably about an hour at Walmart when I charged my EV in Port Charlotte, Florida, and that's where the picture comes from. Collin said a lot of things about his conditions that he had back when he was staying with his dad, and I truly believe that that conditioning conditioned him and turned him into, as Sheriff Grady calls it, I'm not calling him this, as Sheriff Grady calls it, turned him into a psychopath. Catherine Griffin did everything she could to make his life as normal as possible. I will tell you, one of the last texts I had from her, I actually had when I was on a cruise about a week and a half ago, and it was asking me to help him configure a computer, to help her configure a computer for him to become a programmer in college. How much RAM he needed, storage space, everything like that. That's what it was. It was a, can you help me configure a computer email? She had gotten so tied up trying to do everything to make his life better that it took mine and her relationship apart. Now, the timeline given by Sheriff Grady and given by these articles, most of the timelines are correct. Trust me, I have the text messages to back it up. Kid tried to stab me in the neck with a pencil today. Things like that. I mean, they happened. And I mean, her son. She gave her son so many chances. And, you know, in the end of the day, it really came down to, this is like a serious statement, you know, it came down to her son or me. And I kind of stepped back and stepped away to let her choose her son. It's a very, very, very hard thing to do, honestly, is to step back from someone you met, someone you were getting along with, someone you were in a somewhat long-distance relationship with. She met a lot of my friends. She met a lot of my adopted family. She never met my real family, because they're a little crazy. You've never met them on this channel either, because they're a little crazy. But adopted family, the people that have been on this channel, she's met 85 or 90% of them over time. Collin has met my best friend. Collin has met my best friend. Collin has met, there's people back there in the park. Collin has met my best friend. Collin has met at least two of my fake sets of parents. I like to say my parents are a little too vanilla. They don't drink. They don't gamble. They don't do anything like that. So what did I go do? Knowing me, I adopted a new set of parents. But they thought he was a little bit off. But I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit off too. Here's the thing. I know a little bit more than I want to say in this video. I've had hours of conversations with Catherine about Collin, with Collin about Catherine, with Collin about his dad, with Catherine about her ex-husband. And I'm willing to help the truth come out. After seeing this and having these conversations with Collin, and again, I don't want to personally influence a jury or create a trial issue or anything like that. Collin said some things that make me now in retrospective really question in retrospective the nature of his self-defense with his dad. Again, the story that I don't know if was fully released, there was an argument about him coming out as not straight, identifying as gay, which then proceeded in the dad coming at him with a knife, and then him using a round center of mass and a headshot to save his own life. I will use the correct terminology there as the case stands right now. I think this new evidence and the staging and pretty much pulling the staging in reverse. What I mean by that is now his mom fell on the knife, used the knife. Pulling the staging in reverse is a very slippery slope, not cooperating with authorities at all when he's the one that made the 911 call. I do question. Personally, I've read text messages that have been available online. I'm not sharing any of my private text messages or anything online. I've read text messages that are, available online that she sent to a neighbor that are saying, don't let the police in, don't let Don't let my lawyer in. Don't let them talk to anybody. It's on Fox 4. I read these messages. She went over, unfortunately, well knowing that she was risking everything yet again for her son. So, you know, if you're a watcher of this channel and you go, who's Richard's girlfriend? Da, 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 da. Is that the girl with the purple hair? No, it's not. But, I guess I'm perfectly single now? In some strange way? I don't like to brag about that or anything like that. But, yeah. Like I said, there's the thumbnail. There's some pictures I put in. I've not put any pictures that I haven't taken. There's only one photo of myself and Collin Griffith that I have taken, and that is the thumbnail of this video. I don't know if I'm going to make any more follow-up videos to this, but, you know, if you have questions that I might be able to help answer, I'm willing to help anybody understand better what's going on. I don't think I've violated anybody's rights, said anything wrong. I'm just telling the story that I know. Boy meets girl on cruise ship. Boy learns girl on cruise ship, has 2 kids. One of them was over 18. One of them decided, you know, didn't want to live with her, so went to live with the ex-husband in Oklahoma. All is good until a phone call, and I'll give you one more strange detail. We were, when the Valentine's Day thing happened in 2023, we were on a break, but I still sent her a Valentine's Day present, which was a teddy bear that would get angry. And she literally found it on her doorstep 3 weeks later, thinking that her ex-husband sent it. So she found it on her doorstep when she got home, after getting Collin home or something like that, 3 weeks later. Do I personally think that the Oklahoma State Board of Investigation failed? I don't think they had, I'm sorry, there's a light out here. I don't think they had the resources to do an investigation and prove that it was a first-degree murder. Do I think they should probably reopen this case personally? Yeah, I do. But I'm not law enforcement. I'm just a guy with no pants who makes videos on the internet. I'm a cruise ship journalist. I don't usually cover murders and everything like that. I'm coming on here to clear myself. I mean, I didn't do anything wrong. Just clear my conscience and speak for Catherine. Do I think the state of Florida failed here? You know, child protection services and all that were involved and still, at the end of the day, let all this happen. So, do I think the state of Florida failed here? Yeah, I kind of do. I'm with Sheriff Grady on this. Now, do I think they failed because Catherine took on too much responsibility, said she would fix everything, and didn't really have the power to fix everything? Yeah, she kind of overestimated her ability to actually fix the problem. And in the end of the day, the problem fixed itself. Now, some of you are going, Rich, myself, why aren't you more sad or anything like that? I'll be honest with you. I have been processing this for about 6 months. Yes, I know I only found the full details of this 10 hours ago as of when I'm shooting the video. And it only happened 4 days ago. But I had assumed this end. This is a strange thing to say. But Catherine Griffith tried to catch a falling knife and had one put in her instead. I think the only thing that can solve the child is incarceration. I'm not going to give you a number of days of incarceration, a lifetime or something like that. I leave that up to the states. I leave that up to the judge. I leave that up to the jury. I leave that up to those people. So, says Richard from No Pants Profits. I've done a longer than it should have taken walk around the park. But I just wanted to share my thoughts on Collin Griffith, who self-defended against his father, and in Sheriff Grady's own words, killed his mother. And I've had interactions with him.
Explain instructions, okay.
You hold that, I'll hold this.
Wow! No, we're taking video. I heard this is an action shot, right?
Video, okay.
Okay. Well, explain.
You still play it. Oh, you want hand there or left hand?
Left hand.
Left hand.
Don't know.
You're gonna break the egg.
To the left side.
Okay, wait. So I'm holding it in my left hand.
You hold it, okay. All you have to do is flick it up, flick back home. You flick the
I'll go
egg.
sideways.
Okay, so no. Flick the egg just high.
Okay.
The egg will go high, and you turn the spatula sideways, the egg will down on the side.
Okay.
So you go this way.
That's it?
Just like this. Wait a minute.
Oh!
Watch.
I'm doing my hand.
Okay, one hand.
All you have to do.
Oh, then you make a design. That's a kitty cat. Oh, it's a heart.
That's a heart.
It looks like a kitty cat.
It's a heart. What's the matter with you?
Your thumb's not in the photo.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I've done this before for you. I don't even know why you're trying to act like I don't know what I'm doing.
When you do left side, you go down, left one.
Okay, so I go like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, I'm gonna
It goes on here.
Okay, go ahead, practice pretending to say it.
Okay, we go. What?
Yes.
Ooh. Okay.
No, no.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have to go. Whoa.
No.
Okay.
Just go.
Let gravity work.
Yeah. Okay. All right. 1, 2, and 3. Oh.
Screwed that up, Richard. We're all gonna be eating eggshells.
You just doing the packing the eggs. 1, 2, and 3. Come on.
Ah!
Ah! Huzzah!
Good job.
I'm gonna edit out the first one.
I don't know what to say. I am the random guy that if I would have stuck around, I might not be with you right now. But as of right now, Collin is away, not getting out anytime soon. I am safe, so I'm not giving any new information or anything like that. I'm just giving my opinion. This is Richard. Well, not even my opinion. Giving you the facts. It's not an opinion, sorry. These are all facts. This is Richard from No Pants Profits, closing out a very different type of video, saying that I'm sorry I had to make this. If you want more fun cruise ship videos or scam busting videos or things like that, stay tuned, because that's what this channel is normally used to. But sometimes when news happens close enough to your life, you have to go ahead and share it. This is Richard from No Pants Profits saying, stay safe with your loved ones. And if you see something, say something. But sometimes you can't help someone that doesn't want to help themselves. And sometimes when someone chooses yourself or themselves or something over yourself, you just got to go with it. Any questions, drop them below. NoPantsProfits at gmail.com or richard@nopantsprofits.com. I hope this was informative and kind of put together a bit of the timeline. But, yeah, boy meets girl. Girl has kid not there. Kid kills his dad. Girl takes kid kills mom. I hate to tell you that I kind of predicted the end of this myself 6 months ago, and that's why I've already processed this ending. But, yeah, it's really all I have left to say. Bye.